All right, 4, 5, and 6 is on synthetic division. Synthetic division is the same thing we could do by doing long division, but it's a way to shorten it up. So what we're going to start by doing to set up our synthetic division table is taking the divisor, the x minus 4, setting it equal to 0, so x equals 4. So that's where the 4 from the outside came from. Then they use the coefficients of their polynomial here. So negative 1x to the third, 3x to the second, 6x to the first, minus 8. If they skipped a term, they would put a 0 in its spot so that they have something for every term in descending order. 3, 2, 1, my constant term. So when I do synthetic division, what I'm going to do is just first of all drop down this first term. I'm going to put it underneath so you can read it, negative 1. Then you're going to multiply this times this, so that's going to be negative 4. You're going to add 3 plus negative 4, negative 1 again. Multiply 4 times negative 1, negative 4, add 6 plus negative 4, 2. Multiply 4 times 2 is 8, negative 8 plus 8 is 0. So what happens is these are the coefficients of your answer, 1 degree less than your original polynomial. So I would have negative 1x to the second minus 1x to the first plus 2x to the 0. Of course, I don't need the 1's in front. So negative x squared minus x plus 2. The n number is your remainder. In this case, we got a remainder of 0. Now, we could have gotten the same thing by doing long division. Just for fun, if I do long division, x minus 4 divided into negative x to the third plus 3x squared plus 6x minus 8. If I'm going to do long division, what times x gives me negative x to the third? Well, I'd have to have a negative x squared. Negative x squared times x is negative x to the third. Negative x squared times a negative 4 is a positive 4x squared. But then I have to subtract, so this becomes positive, this becomes negative, and I cancel out my leading term. So negative x squared plus 6x minus 8. What times x gives me a negative x squared? I'd need a negative x. Negative x times x is negative x squared. Negative x times negative 4, positive 4x. But then I have to subtract. This becomes positive, this becomes negative. I cancel out my leading term. 6x minus 4x is 2x minus 8 then. What times x gives me 2x? I need a plus 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times a negative 4 is a minus 8. But then I have to subtract, so I change my signs, and my remainder is 0. You see I got the same answer. Negative x squared minus x plus 2 with a remainder of 0. This certainly, hopefully, was a whole lot quicker and easier than the long division, and so that's why we like to do synthetic division. But we can only do synthetic division if my coefficient of my x is 1, and so if it looks something like x minus 4 or x plus 2 or something like that, then I can do synthetic division, which is a lot quicker and easier to do. So on number 5, my little box disappears there. Again, you can see they set this equal to 0, so x would have to be negative 2. Coefficients, 3x to the third, 7x squared. There are no x's, so they put a 0 in there, minus 1. So I'm going to drop down my first term, which was the 3. Negative 2 times 3. Excuse me, is negative 6. 7 plus negative 6 is 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 0 plus negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3. So this was to the third. This will be 1 degree less, so 3x squared plus 1x, which is x, minus 2, with the remainder of 3. And just like on those other ones where we did long division, if we wanted to check it, we could do long division, or we can just take our divisor times our answer. x plus 2 times 3x squared plus x minus 2, and add our remainder of 3. X times 3x squared would be 3x cubed. X times x is x squared. X times minus 2 is a minus 2x. 2 times 3x squared is 6x squared. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times minus 2 is minus 4, and then of course add my remainder. So combining my like terms, I've got 3x to the third. I have an x squared plus a 6x squared, which would be 7x squared. Squared plus 6x squared. Then I have a negative 2x and a positive 2x. Those are going to cancel. Negative 4 plus 3 is a minus 1. So you can see we got 3x cubed plus 7x squared minus 1. Everything checks out all nice and neat. And so that would be my answer. So number 6, again we're going to do synthetic division. Drop down our first number, which is the 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Add 10 plus negative 6 is 4. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. 9 plus a negative 12 would be minus 3. Negative 3 times negative 3, positive 9. Negative 7 plus 9 is 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. 5 plus negative 6, negative 1. This was a 4th degree polynomial, so this is going to start with the cubed. 2x to the third plus 4x to the second minus 3x plus 2. My remainder, almost looks good, is minus 1. And so that is synthetic division.